So yesterday we posted about this harmonic pattern going into earnings and about how there was a potential that Tesla was so oversold and undervalued that we could see a massive bounce. And today we're up 12%, which is what we were expecting. But before we can move back up to that $180 level, something important has to happen. I posted this over on X, which if you guys want real-time updates on trades and any important information that's just not on YouTube, you should be following me over there. But we talk a lot about this indicator called the market bias. And the market bias, as of right now, has been acting as a very strong resistance each and every single time that Tesla has bounced and pulled back up to the level. Even if you were to just remove the even if you were to just remove the market bias, you could take a trend line and just draw this resistance point and notice that each and every single time that we bounce to tap this level, we are unable to hold over it. The other thing is that you can actually take your Fibonacci retracement from this most recent swing high here at $180 down to most recent swing low of $138. And if we pull this level out, you're going to notice that the rejection level that we will normally bounce off of is the 0.618 Fibonacci, which is right here at $164, followed up by the 0.786 Fibonacci, which is at $170. From a fundamental level, this time there's a much stronger switch in sentiment. We're seeing a lot of analyst upgrades as of today with earnings and guidance and what people are now finally catching on to, which is the fact that Tesla's a robotics company. We've been talking about that for the past couple of weeks. But I think that the next level and the reason that we'll finally break through these levels of that 0.618 and the 0.786 is because we have an order block sitting up here at $180. So this candle here was our most recent high that was not taken out. If we take this entire candle and we were to drag this out to the right, this is going to be an order block. Now, if you don't want to draw these out on your own or you don't know how to, we have a private indicator or you can just use the one by Lux Algo that will show you where these order blocks are currently situated. But the reason that this is an order block is because there are institutional limit orders that were sitting up here to sell before on Tuesday, April 9th, that when we got that sell off back down to this level, they were unable to meet the demand or meet the amount of shares that they wanted to sell. So in most cases, we will retest back into this level to see if all of those orders fill. You've got to remember, like big money hedge funds, people who can actually move the market, they are the ones who are not going to be taking trades or taking positions unless they are at a specific level, a predefined level. So if we have all of these orders that are sitting up here to sell, or all of these orders that would be sitting maybe at a buy level zone, which we don't have one right now, then in that case, normally we will retrace back into these areas before potentially selling back off, which is why short term, I think that we're probably going to see this push back into 174, maybe highs of 180, and then from there, probably reject back down into this level before bouncing back through and maybe testing the 200s. But I don't think that that's going to be for a while. There is something very important that I want you to notice above that $180 level if we're actually able to get over it, which is a very strong if. But if we put our volume profile on, which basically shows us instead of vertical volume bars at the bottom of your screen, which are going to show you how many shares were traded within the day, what this is going to show you is vertically, like where price level is, what were our highest areas of volume. So what were the actual levels in the past year that Tesla bulls and bears have been trading at, big money basically. The first and the highest level is going to be up here at $240. This is our point of control where this yellow line is, and you can see because there's such strong horizontal volume here that most of our trading range or most of our action really was spent up in this level over the past year. The second little blip that we have is right about here from 220 to 210, and then the third little blip that we have is about 180 down to $170. Now, if you're someone who understands technical analysis or you've been trading for a while, you've probably noticing here that within these high volume levels, we tend to really consolidate. And this is why one of my favorite things to do is to actually trade these breakouts and breakdowns of thin volume on the volume profile, because that's where we get very quick moves and very volatile moves. And more importantly, that's really where our expansions and our sell-offs are. You can see here, when we broke this level of 232, we had a massive gap down of about $20 within a couple of days. gap down on earnings, followed by another sell off. And this is why we didn't expect price to, I thought that there was a chance, like, and this is the thing I actually should address because there were a lot of people yesterday in the video like, hey, you said that there was potential they could go to $100, even though a lot of people were saying in yesterday's video, like, hey, you said at one point you think you could go to $100. So if that was the case, why is that not going to happen now? And the reasoning for it after earnings, like if they just put those numbers out, there was no ride sharing app coming, there was no talks of AI and robotics company and planning out the ecosystem and actually just spelling it out for investors since they should have known already. If none of that happened, then we wouldn't be talking right now. If it was just those numbers, that's it, no guidance, we don't want to talk much about what's going on in the next year. We would have seen the market, the stock, we would have seen the stock crater. And that's why I was worried because I didn't know how Elon was going to feel towards shareholders, towards analysts, if he was going to come out and be how he was yesterday, optimistic, really lay out the plan of what he thinks is, with or without investors, as he said, they are going to solve the AI problem and the automation problem. So overall, that's why we're seeing this massive push because people are finally understanding that. But if we just got those bad numbers, we wouldn't be having this conversation. So short term, I think that we're going to see the pushback up to 180. 170 is going to be that short term high. If I'm conservative and I was buying, short term calls or something like that, not talking about a long term investor, but if I was buying calls around 140 or something, then I'd be looking to take profits between 165 and 170. And today we saw the rejection off of 170. So tomorrow, let's just hope that 160 holds and we'll see what happens. If you guys want to trade with me each and every single day, join our private academy. The link is in the description. You guys get access to all of my trades, all of our indicators, which you see here, with a step-by-step system that teaches you guys exactly how I trade, right? We're not about just spoon feeding trades to people and just giving them positions. Like at the end of the day, you guys need to know how to trade because I'm not going to be doing this forever. I want to take the time that I have now, the next year and a half, to do YouTube, and I'm not going to, give up YouTube forever, but I don't want to be some guru trader guy for the rest of my life. I'm doing this because I love to do it. I love sharing my trades. I love sharing my ideas with you guys. I love this community we've built, but I'm doing it because me 5 years ago fucking needed this. Like I really needed somebody like this and a community like this and a platform like this. And so that's why I'm doing it in hopes that I can do this for a couple of years, help some people, retire, move out of the way, and let the next group of, amazing traders and people and mentors and, pave the way for maybe some better mentors to take over for me one day. So thanks for all the support, guys. I'll see you next time. Peace.